We finished our pinning to secure the inner part to the outer frame, and as we were talking about, we want to make sure that there's no puckering going on here, so when we sew it down, everything lies nice and flat. So we have our stitch that's going along, and we only went through the top layers with that one, so we're working on the backside now, securing the backside to the frame. And as we move along here, just make sure everything's nice and flat, nothing's bunching up in any area, and that all your margins are pretty much even along here. And then as we finish connecting the backside, you can do the hidden stitch. That's what I'm doing. Start in a corner, and if you remember when we did the hidden stitch, we went back and forth. So we went, hid the knot, went forward a little bit, and then went backwards on the upper part, and then back down again. That gives it just a little more secure stitch there right in the corner. So you go forward, backward, forward again. And then as we go forward, ensure that your fabric is lying nice and flat. You don't want to do this hidden stitch with a bit of a puff in your fabric here. So make sure this is nice and flat. You're coming down with the hidden stitch right at the very edge here, and make sure I look every single time when I'm sewing on this bottom part. I just take a quick look to make sure my pin isn't showing through here. So before you pull the thread through, because it might be a little harder to, there, it's way easier to see the needle when it's in there. So we have that stitch here going forward just a little bit on our silk, or if you can catch the interfacing just a little bit there. So it's coming in, and then make sure that's the needle's not showing through. You can go through all the way, and then pull this through and come back with the hidden stitch right above, or just a little before where your stitch came up here. So come through right above there, and then we just go a little bit forward. Make sure you're not, you want to be underneath the lip just a little bit there. You don't want to be on top. And then you pull this through, and then occasionally you can give it a little bit of a tug on the thread here, just to make sure that as you go through, that thread is cinching. It'll pull too hard there, but it's bringing those two pieces of fabric together as you go along. And then in each corner, do that back and forth right here in this corner, and then this additional corner. That can help secure things. And then again, just continually make sure everything's lying flat as you do the hidden stitch. And then, as we were saying before, we do a regular stitch like we have here, right along the edge, and then one right in the middle, and those go through all the way to the back side.